How you going, brother? It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm at home in the middle of the day with influenza, but I'm just happy to be inside. So,
With what? Sorry, influenza.
Yeah. What do you call it down there?
The flu.
Sorry.
I'm so
the flu.
It's the proper. You said it the proper way, but we said it the Australian way. I got the flu. It's going around at the moment, dude. I'm sorry. Well, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. I had it 2 weeks ago, and man, maybe I said it that way, but I had to miss Napalm Death. The one show I was looking forward to seeing, like I had it on my calendar. I was like, this many days until Napalm Death, and then 3 days before, it was all over. So,
and they probably don't come to Australia often, right?
Nah.
So no, that sucks.
It's kind of
you can see the chats though in Carnival, probably.
Yes.
At some point.
See? Yeah. So I guess Australiana has made its way over to Norway.
Is that what you call it? That's a good word.
Is it?
Australiana.
Carnival? Yeah, well.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, I haven't heard that term for like the whole thing. But yeah.
I
Big
made
fan
that
of
up.
Both. Yeah.
That's cool.
Had me Googling what smoko is.
Really? What do you guys call it over there?
We don't have rökepause. It's not the same. It's not an institutionalized thing like it is down there.
It's true. It's a weird thing because you probably went down the rabbit hole once smoko started. You go, okay, so we got smoko. Everyone's like, what the fuck is smoko? And it's like, it's a break. It's a lunch break or something like that. Yeah. And then you go down.
Word.
We say some weird shit down here, bro. I tell you. Yeah. Bin chicken is another one you probably have come across.
As in from the trash.
Yeah. Do you know what a bin chicken is?
No.
It's an ibis.
A what?
Ibis. You know the bird ibis with the long beaks?
No, but the fact that it is an animal and not a dish, which I was fearing at first.
No, we don't eat out of the bin. Well, not all
that
of us.
Was why I thought.
Well, hey, you're getting an education here if you ever come down. So if you ever see an ibis on a bin, a bird with like a long, because, in Egypt, they were like sacred animals. Here, they just dig through our trash and make a big fucking mess. And we call them bin chickens. So welcome to Australia.
Thanks. Well, where in Australia are you? Like East Coast, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So have you ever been here?
No.
Personally? No. Okay, so I'm over this side. There's the pointy bit at the top.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm halfway. I'm down over here somewhere, which is probably not making any sense because I'm a bit delirious tonight. But
isn't that where all the cities are? Like
Brisbane, Gold Coast. I'm on the Gold Coast. Yeah, so nice. It's kind of hard to sort of without a map. I need to change this with have a map in the background.
I think you did a good job.
Thank you, my friend. I'm trying. I kind of. I know I'm here. That's the best way of explaining it.
Very good. Very good.
But of course, we're not here to talk about where I'm at. We're here to talk about where you're at, my friend, because the new ATENA album, Subway Anthem, drops this Friday, which is 2 days from now. And what a great album, man. The reviews are great. Everyone's loving it, and there's real buzz about it. Are you paying attention? I know you're at home at the moment, but are you sort of Googling and paying attention to see how it's all going?
Yeah, it's hard not to read comments and try to at least pay some attention. Always been like that. And we really just feel lucky that people care, I guess, is because we're from a small country doing a genre not many people are doing right here. And we've spent a lot of time on this, so when people are excited, that makes us excited as well.
So, obviously, I mean, you class yourselves as metalcore, but I think there's quite a lot more going on musically to really sort of, I guess, pigeonhole you into just that genre, if you know what I mean. But as you said, there's not a lot of people doing what you're doing over there, which surprises me because to me, it seems like such a large place, I guess. But I guess all little countries and stuff like that, it's a bit segregated. How's that for you?
Are you thinking of like you're far away? Like, are you thinking of Europe as more of a cohesive thing? Maybe
in a way, I think so, because I've never been there. So to me, I know there's all the different countries, but this is probably the dumbest way of explaining it. But
no,
but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is a guy who lives down the arse end of the world trying to explain. No. I am. It's all the way down here. But you don't find that those sort of genres and subgenres really cross over to where you are in Norway? Is it really that sort of separated?
Well, everything blends together, and it's really weird that if you consider how small the distances are in Europe, that it shouldn't matter at all that there's a border between a country and another one. But I guess just so many years of speaking different languages does make an impact. So like, and especially amongst Norwegians, we're very aware that we're a small country with very few people, and that we're like the little brother, even up here in Scandinavia. So just playing in Sweden, which is 2 hours by car from where I am right now, it's a big thing. Like, it's a big step, and we don't know. We used to not know anyone there. Now we do, and we have played there. But I don't know why it makes a difference, but it does. So like, in terms of our sound, you can say that, of course, you have the electronic influence, and you can find that in like Enter Shikari, which are their English, which is technically Europe, even though everybody pretends it's not. And you have like what does Electric Callboy?
Yes,
from Germany, pioneers of that sound. I saw them play Oslo last year. It was really good, but it's this other thing. It's like, if it makes sense.
No, don't totally. They are like massive now. It's really interesting to see how they've even taken over Australia. Like, their whole tour is sold out, dude. Like, the whole thing.
Did you see
it? No. I saw them when they were here last year for Good Things Festival, which is a big sort of thing we've got down here. But now they're coming back, and they're just I feel like the whole musical genres are changing right now, and it's such an exciting thing to see. And that you guys are a part of that as well, and what you're doing musically is very interesting as well. I mean, do you feel that? Do you feel that you are part of something that's about to drop and change the music world?
I don't know if we feel like we're about to break through or something, but we really appreciate the energy at our live shows when we see people of different subcultures coming together over our music.
Yeah.
That is a genuinely really nice thing to be a part of. Like, when people don't know exactly what we are, like, they see the black metal-ish cross logo and then the sports brand logo, and you see like the Battle West people and I work in business people actually all getting along. That's a really nice feeling. And I guess that is kind of a part of the times we're living in. Like, I read an article earlier today about how like younger kids now aren't that hung up on having like a super individual music taste like maybe we are. Like, we've grown up with that. Like, I'm a metalhead, I listen to rock and metal, that's me. I can listen to hip hop and stuff, but I am a metalhead.
Yeah, it's your badge, man. It's what you know. Yeah, I know. Right. 100%.
I don't think people do that as much these days. Like, if I just think about my nephews and nieces who are super young, one of them's a teenager, he's not really doing that at all. Like, he's just, there's no badge,
It's weird. I something just popped into my head that I think it could be to do with Spotify and the way that streaming is these days, maybe, because it sort of takes people down down rabbit holes and different genres. Because, man, like 25 years ago, I don't know how old you are. I am an old man. back then,
You
not
look
only,
great.
oh, thank you. It's it's Canadian. 25 years ago, when I was in high school, mate, you look amazing. You're hey man, how
Your
old are
hairline
you?
is
If
better
you
than
don't mind
mine.
me asking.
Well, I turn 30 in a couple of months. Yep.
Hey man, you've still got years ahead of you. I'm in my 40s. But
Hey.
when I was back in school, bro,
Yeah.
being nerdy and a metalhead equals getting the shit kicked out of you and girls not liking you, because that was how it was back. You know what I mean? Back when it's all different now. It's totally changed, and that blows my mind.
Good, I guess. Like people not getting beat off is beat off is good.
I know what you were saying. I know what you were saying.
Yes.
But yeah, times are completely different. I think it is an exciting time for music and an exciting time for you guys. In regards to the new album as well, this is the first one that wasn't self-recorded, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Everything else has been recorded in Vebjørn's bedroom, and we've saved a lot of money programming the drums, etc., which has been the motivator. But this time we got the money to actually go to a proper studio. We got a really talented guy to come up from Sweden and meet us here in Norway and do it with us. His name is Robert Kukla. He works like with one of the guys that used to run Studio Fredman in Gothenburg. If you're familiar with he's tied in with good people, and he's a really talented guy. And so this is the first one with real drums and actually going to a place and allowing us that luxury. Like, speaking of Spotify, money in the businesses, etc. It's been a long time before we've been able to do that, but it was super fun and the results been great.
Was it also daunting in a way? Like, it was it a big challenge for you personally, like getting out of your comfort zone and maybe recording that way? Because I know as a vocalist myself, I've got a certain way of doing things, and I like my little box that I do my things in. So I sometimes when I have gone to a studio, I found it a challenge because I feel a little exposed in a way. Did you kind of feel like that, or did you find it freeing as a vocalist?
I'm used to recording in different setups each time, so I'm flexible in that way. But this studio that we went to is not Robert's studio, the Swedish guy. So he was also new to the facilities, which helped because like we were all figuring it out together. And then it was just, but I mentioned it because it was made in the golden age of studio, so it looked like a Rush documentary or something. So that made me a bit nervous to be there. But I just told the rest of the band to go somewhere else, and it was me and him, and that's awesome. That worked out fine. But cool. I had to tell them to go out of the room, as like you're familiar with the nervousness that you can feel in that moment, because you need to perform right, and with all this crazy vocal stuff that we've been doing on this record, all the falsettos and stuff. Yeah, I don't care that they're my friends. I don't want to voice crack in front of them all day. I want to do the best I can, right?
That can be the hardest thing. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but it's like I do find it more difficult in front of like the people I'm closest with, like in my own band, because they're going to be the ones that are going to be the most honest, and they're going to laugh at you when you fuck up because they know you, because they're your buddies. But I know what that's like, dude. You got to be like, just go away. Let me do my thing. But obviously with the falsetto stuff, your vocals are just incredible, dude. They are such
Thank you so much.
The range and everything like that. How do you find that working in this environment sort of helped you in that way? Did you find it pushed you a little bit more and to experiment?
To be honest, like the vocal techniques employed on this album, much of it is stuff that I've known for a long time.
Yes.
And we've just never gotten to use before.
Yeah.
So I was really happy that we were finally like giving it a go. And also we've always had like falsetto dubbing choruses and stuff. But to actually use a falsetto as a main that was a big step. And that made me like think, okay, I need to do this properly. Like, this is uncharted territory. It's exciting. Let's just try to do it the best we can. And the guy we recorded with is a disciplined machine. Like, he works out till failure every time while we were in the studio, and that also like helped make like an environment in which you felt like it was okay to try to succeed, I guess. Like, he had a positive influence just by his being there. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. How was the writing process approached differently this time in the lead up? Did that change, knowing that it was going to be recorded the way it was?
Not really. The basics have been the same. It's me and Vebjørn in the trusty bedroom of his, going back and forth, me trying out different vocal melodies over stuff he has already made, and him being a super hard like judge and critic and saying, that doesn't work, and I want to do this, and then some weird sound, and I will try to make that a vocal line, and that's the same process as it's always been. So for me personally, it wasn't that much of a difference, but for our drummer, it was very much a different experience. But he's also like recorded drums live with other bands before, so it's not that huge. But we went in super prepared. I will say that. That's
awesome, man, because you can hear it. You can hear it in the record.
Thanks so much.
It's a well-oiled machine, this thing, and it's great, man.
Thank you.
Of course, there are so many relatable themes on the record as well. I mean, the single "Hard Day" sums up exactly where a lot of people are. You're probably hearing this a lot right now. It's nailed it because right now, especially, to be serious though, some people are working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet and just to pay rent and just to pay their mortgage. Like, it's not. I don't know, man. It's really, really tough times, and that can be such a drain, especially with people that are creatively minded. Like you are, me. Like I find that I'm a daydreamer. You know what I mean? I'm constantly I don't know about you, man. You're constantly dreaming about that next creative outlet and that flow, and the more that reality can be a drain on that. Have you? I guess you're hearing that a lot from a lot of people, and that influenced the song.
Well, I'm happy that you say it either way, even though we've heard it a couple of times, because that's what matters. Like, we've tried to. Like, I saw a YouTube comment the other day calling us common man metalcore, which is a really nice way to put it.
Yeah.
It's an honor, and that means that we've achieved some kind of success with like what we try to do, because we all have normal jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, commuting on the subway and the difference between the feelings an anthem gives you and what commuting on a subway gives you is what inspired like the album title and a lot of the songs on there. So yeah, that's what the album is about, being stuck in normal life. Can definitely relate to that. We all can.
I think I like that. I like that a lot. I like that you've made it relatable, because a lot, it's a lot of bands will sing about everyday stuff, but not to that extent, really break it down. You obviously you spend a lot of time on your commute on the subway. Is that where you've sort of observed a lot of the real world to draw from?
At different parts in my life. Like right now, it's more like Vebjørn, the main songwriter, who takes the subway every day. I don't do it as much anymore, but for inspiration, sure. And in Oslo, like, you almost have to take the subway to get to your work. That's how it works. And like the metro line that Vebjørn lives on, it's line 5. Like, the line 5 smile has been referenced in other popular songs in Norway as well, which is basically just having a flat face, right?
Yeah,
because there's never anyone smiling on there. People just going to work. to a funeral, to whatever. It's every day, right? So yeah, the inspiration comes from there, just commuting.
And what do you do, man? If you don't mind me asking.
It's fine. I work in construction. Before people dig, I tell them where the high voltage cables are and stuff like that. But I used to be a teacher. I used to be a food carrier on my bike for many years. I was a postman. I've done a lot of stuff. Vebjørn works in a kindergarten. There's a roofer in our band, with sheets of metal.
Yeah, that's a hard job, man.
Yeah, for sure. And he's super strong. He's the security guard in the Hard Day video, the bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's an IT tech at the drums.
Man, drummers and IT, hey? It's a thing. It's a thing.
Tale us all this time.
It's always a thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know so many drummers that work in IT. But
well, cymbals are expensive, so
they are. Yeah, you've got to pay. Well, they drill the holes. I don't know if they do that. They do it here. I'm glad it's not just an Australian thing. I know. It's like we're all connected by the drummer that drills the holes. But
yeah, we are. What kind of music do you play, by the way? What's your band?
Technical death metal.
Yeah. So how much of a dictionary head are you when you do the lyrics?
Not really. Because I don't write about. No, man. My lyrics aren't like Archspy stuff where our guitarist loves all that shit. Me, I write about nerdy things, because I'm trying to escape reality. I just write about cartoons.
In which type of nerd, like Tolkien or like gaming and space, or like what is the direction?
I would say 80s and 90s cartoons and movies. Like the stuff that I grew up listening to, because I don't know, man. I'm an old dude, but I want to connect with the child in me through death metal.
But that is an actual important thing to do through art. So, but then it's more like Conan and Ninja Turtles than like Inspector Gadget, right? Because that would be super. What is that?
I don't know if you can see. You can't see it. It is. It is.
Nice.
You can sort of my arm disappearing, but there's Mikey there. Yeah. I'm a big metal nerd, dude. That's exactly what I was saying before. And I used to write really personal lyrics, and then I just realized that it's not something that I wanted to do anymore. I guess I channeled it in that way that I just wanted to. It's my escape, I guess. It's the way I escape from reality. Everyone's got their own sort of way of doing it, but I just write about dumb cartoons.
But I understand, because it can be super uncomfortable to write about personal stuff, even if it's not things that are personal to you, but just subject matter that seems private,
Yes.
Yeah, because everything comes from Vebjørn's head in our band. So like when he pitched okay, this song is going to be called "Death Is All I Think About," which is a song from a previous record.
Yes,
I get the uncomfortable pain in my stomach. Like, do I want to do this? Do I want to sing this? Do I want my family to see that's the title of the song? And every time I get that reaction, it turns out a good song. So that's a ATENA rule. If it's uncomfortable for me, it works.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to sort of dip into that area a bit more, because I did it for years. I don't know. I ran out of that well, so I decided to do something different with my band. Yeah, but doesn't mean I don't listen to that stuff.
No, it's nice to talk to someone who also writes lyrics. Nice.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah, just not serious ones, I guess. But fun. Hey, it's all part of the fun. It's all part of the fun. Yeah. But I did want to ask you. You probably get asked this a lot too. Is coming from Norway, you probably get asked about the black metal scene and that, where it's being down here in Australia, because when you go Norway, you think black metal, and obviously, do you think that is unfairly overshadows all the other subgenres of music over there? Do you think that that's something that takes away or sort of sparks people's interest in the music from Norway?
It's there's several parts to it. Like obviously we all profit from there being attention on Norway, just in general. For us, it's been like it's been an uphill battle playing metalcore in Norway because there's like this generational thing, I would say, where older people are big into like death metal and black metal, like in the music, like if it's not just Iron Maiden and AC/DC, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of limited places we could play in the past, etc. That are people don't really like. It's either too hard for that crowd or too much singing and like synths and backing tracks for that crowd, right? So, but it's become better. And we've just always tried to be ourselves in spite of this. So, like, we have played the Inferno Festival.
Oh, cool.
For instance.
Yeah.
Which is not where we should play at all. But we tried, like, we played a club night of theirs many years ago when the sound was harder and there was way less singing, etc. But, like, you just try to deal with it and fit in. I suppose it would be the same in Australia with like older people really loving AC/DC and probably not being into screaming. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah. Our scene is very weird, man, down here. And it's forever changing because everything's so fucking far apart down here. You know what I mean? And our scene's, I wouldn't say fractured. Sometimes we get the old crossover, but you know, at the moment, especially, I'm finding that there's the alt metal crowd, and
like Northlane, like new Northlane.
Yeah, Northlane, Polaris, bands like that. That's super strong down right now. You know, which all those guys, I'm sure, love what you do. You know what I mean? That's where the scene is the strongest in the heavy music right now. And then obviously the hardcore. There's a big underground hardcore movement happening at the moment, which is huge. I don't know what there's rumbling there. We're going through a few changes, so it's not so much you mentioned bands like the Chats and stuff before. That's a whole other thing. Like, it's a bit segregated. It's a strange time, but for music like stuff you guys make, the perfect time down here. Like, everybody is really loving that genre right now. So I think that I guess that's the question. Have you got plans to come down here? And
not at the moment, but we would love to. Like, I'm sure you're tired of hearing that response, but it's we haven't looked into it. I know it's expensive, but of course we want to someday.
Yeah.
It's like right now we're just trying to get back into Europe again. Like, we had a couple of shows last summer that were originally booked for the summer of 2020, and we just got up to doing them last summer. So all of that progress needs to kind of like be taken up again. We've just been playing Norway this fall, which we hadn't done, and haven't played Oslo in 2 years, which is our hometown.
Wow, man!
So we're just picking it up again and getting out there. But of course, one day we would love to go there.
See the bin chickens for real. Yeah.
But I thought you were like turning bins sideways and cooking in them or something.
No.
I was like, I was thinking. Yeah.
You know,
sorry to all Australians. Assuming.
I don't know if you got kids, man, but is Bluey a big thing over there at the moment?
No, no to either one. I don't know what Bluey is.
Oh, it's a man. We're taking over the world through this kids cartoon show called Bluey.
Really?
And it's like it's to the point where it's changing the way that kids in America speak.
That's fun.
It's crazy, man. It's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking funny. But of course, you know, I think Zoom's going to give us the boot. I'm sorry if I've held you up. I know you're unwell.
Oh, no, it's fine.
But yeah, I did, you know, obviously I did touching up upon what we were saying before. You feel like you're picking things up again. Is that because everything is sort of overflooded? The market is a bit overflooded at the moment because it's starting to, everyone's starting to book shows and everyone's trying to get back into it. I'm finding that down here, like it's really hard on a local level to find a pocket where a bigger band isn't playing or there's a million other shows because everything's trying to catch up from that thing that happened, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. We've been able to figure out the Norwegian shows pretty well, but I mean, one of the biggest Norwegian bands they have their release party in the same time at the same town, same time as we do on Friday. Like Kvelertak, do you know them?
Who's that? Sorry,
Kvelertak.
Oh yeah. I know those guys. Yeah.
So, like even a place like here where we played lots of times and like we can play bigger venues, we still encounter this problem. But I don't know with Europe, man. Like we've always just booked our own tours and gone out, but we would like to like get some bigger venues. So I don't know what the future holds. I just sing and drive the car.
You drive the car?
Of course. Yeah.
Who's gonna drink the beers, bro?
Yeah, fucking tell me about it. It's
I know. See, I can't really look. My boys will probably see this and go like, he drives. It's like, yeah, the bass player in my band drives us everywhere, and I'm usually like having the warm up.
Lucky.
Beers,
please take care of your bass player and appreciate the work he does.
Oh, he's a saint, Jazz. If you're watching this, we love you, mate. But
yeah, our bass player is a great guy, but he just got his driver's license a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
so that's after like 8 years of us driving him around.
I was that guy. Man, I didn't get my license until I was 28. So I feel like, that's relatable. At least I was that guy.
We'll play our part.
Yeah.
Play our part in different
But I
ways.
get stuck doing the merch. That's my job. Right. Is I'm the one that straight after I'll be sweaty and gross. And the boys, Jared, our bass player, the first one to come up to me and go, bro, hit that merch desk. There's people waiting. And I'm like, throw all my shit in the bag. And then I'll be like, hobble over. And then I go into sales mode. I put my little sales cap on. Is that your job? Are you the merch guy too?
Yeah. And then there's no beers left backstage when you're done with the merch, right? We all live the same life, I'm sure.
I know. No, we're at the arse end of the world and it's exactly the same. Things have got to change. We've got to form a union.
Yeah.
So we can
union of vocalists. Sounds like a nightmare.
I know. It'd be the
nobody doing anything.
Anything is ego-driven mess.
Wow, you're all the leader?
Yeah. So, yeah. Who's going? No, don't even get down that road. It's going to be a mess. But I love it, man. But of course, I mean, the new year, it seems pretty promising. Are you what are your sort of plans to sort of take the album further?
Well, it is playing live. That's just we want to play it live because it's almost 2 years since we recorded this. It's like we've been sitting on it for a long time, and I hope people. I'm super happy that people like you are paying attention and giving us attention by doing this. It helps a lot, and I just hope we get to play more shows. And yeah, if not, we just have to start making more music again. That's how that works, at least in our camp. Yeah, so we've done everything we can, and I hope people listen to the record on Friday when it comes out.
Are you guys that far ahead though? Like have you started working on ideas to a follow up already? Or are you just riding that wave?
Not yet. I'm sure Weber and maybe have some snippets lying around, but nothing like there's no working title full songs yet or anything he's played to us. So we're focusing on this one right now.
See, I know, here's me. I'm like, the album's coming out Friday, so what's going on with the next one? You're like,
no, but it would be
calm down, mate. Calm down.
Be normal. It would be normal to have like stuff going on for them.
Yeah, I know.
But it's just been focusing on getting stuff in order. We need to find a new place to rehearse, like band life. It's just
you got to find a new jam space.
Yeah. It's how to explain this? Well, every jam space is a place that is about to be destroyed in a couple of years. So it's just a part of the deal. That's how it works here. And It's downtown, like in innermost city center.
Yeah.
You know the terrorist attack that was like 11 years ago, 12
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not too far away, and they figured out that they need to move like a tunnel or something. So now they're kicking us out, and it's like it's a whole thing. But yeah, find a new jam space, play more shows, then write more songs.
Dude, I really feel for you, man. We're lucky. Another thing, you know, it's hard, man. It's hard. You know, even over where you are. You know, I thought there'd be jam spaces everywhere, but you know, here we are.
If you're a kid,
yeah,
like if you're below a certain age,
yeah.
you will have a jam space where you live. That's nice about Norway. But we're old men. We have to deal with it. Figure it out.
Yeah, man. Give these guys a jam space, kids. Sort them out. Sort them out. But brother, you know what? It's been really cool hanging out with you on the show today. I know you've been unwell, so I appreciate you listening to my incoherent rambling. And I hope you understood my accent, because we do sound backwards.
No. It's great. I used to be an English teacher. I'm trained.
Oh, so yeah, so you at least got a few words in there. But mate, I'll have all the links down here and on the website for Subway Anthem. Man, thank you so much again, brother. And hopefully come down and visit us. We'll take you out for some food and some beers and bin chicken spotting.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on. Thank you so much.